right, positive energy all the time. Here we go. Run them likes up, share, subscribe. We are marathoning today. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're eating well. Enjoy yourself, but try to get some vegetables and fruit in there if you can. Yeah. You know the vibes. Rep your city. I'm representing Chicago, Illinois. We got San Francisco in the building. We have the beautiful and gorgeous Nicole here representing Woodridge, Virginia, and New York City with her extra pretty self. We got Michael Lee here representing Dade County, Miami. We got Mo Power here representing San Francisco. Shout out to everybody on Kick, everybody on Twitch, everybody on YouTube, and everybody on Facebook. We have New Orleans, Louisiana in the building. And what other city we have here? We have Sacramento, California in the building. We got Oakland, California in the building. We got South Bend, Indiana. We got Long Beach in the house. I spent a lot of time in Long Beach. I used to be in Long Beach before it really got big, before Snoop and them. I was hanging out with a brother that was starting a record label. He gave me a couple of records, but I don't know what I did with them. We got South Bend, Indiana in the building. We got Kansas City. We got the first place I lived in LA area, Compton. Compton, California. We got Houston, Texas in the house. Yes, indeed. So the brother for extra, he blew his hand off. He blew his hand off, and the pictures are pretty graphic. Pretty graphic. I can't show it to you on here, but I tell you what, send me your email address. Send it to elatonbooking@gmail, and I will send you the horrible picture. You might want to show it to your children to scare the bejesus out of them. So if you hit me at Elaton Booking, I'll send it out today, right away. Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's crazy. And he was talking crazy. He was talking absolutely crazy. Yes, he was. He was talking crazy, talking about he was going to throw it in somebody's house and all that. And next thing you know, yeah, he blew it off. I'm not sure he's going to be a football player, but I know he's a bully. I know that. I took the sound off here because I don't know. You know, they be giving us content strikes, but this is him threatening to throw him at somebody. He got him in his hand, and he blew the whole hand off, just like maybe one finger. I mean, it's where I get my ties from. I order my ties from let me see, I'll show you. I get my ties from I get my ties from the Thai Mart. Shout out to my people at the Thai Mart. I should be getting some. I should holler at them. I get my ties at the Thai Mart right here, the wonderful Thai Mart. Because you know I don't like fat ties. They look whack. So I get the I get the ties for the players. I get the skinny ties. Okay, I shouldn't be. Yeah, I guess I can help you brothers out. So I get the skinny ties. Bam, right here. And I order all the green ones. Okay, and I got this one black one. But I order all the green ones. I'm gonna go over there next week and do it again because I'll be running through them. And this is where I get my ties from. My peeps at the Thai Mart, they keep me fly. I got to get this seafoam when I don't got that one. So I got to get all of them. I got to go get all the greens. These are nice and skinny. I like skinny ties. Like there go the others. See, so I'll just come and I'll just order every green one. Some of them I got already, but I'll have doubles for when they, I said, boom, I get the Kelly green, the deep aqua. I get the hot green. I get the Caribbean blue. It's bluish green. I get all of them. If they're green, they send me the olive green. They send me, I forgot how many. I get like 20 or 30. You know what I'm saying? The jade green, the green slim, you know. You know what I'm saying? You see they got them all. You know what I mean? That is my little secret weapon, y'all. The Irish green, the Kelly green, the jade, the forest. You know what I mean? I'll probably order this black and green when this one is new. I don't get the slim, I get the skinny. I get the skinny, you know. I used to be a model when I was a kid. Oh wow. The dark green Michael Glenn. I'll probably have to get that one. The mint green Emma. These are new. So I'll come over here, spend a little cash with them, you know. Spend a little money with them. Oh, they got some new ones that I don't have. So they're going to take all my money. They're like, old Pharaoh's going to order all of these. You know it. You know, I'm going to get every green one you got. They're going to rob me. No, they're not expensive. I don't buy expensive ones. I wear them too much. I wear my shirts too much because I have to do lives all the time. So they're going to get worn out. So it's no make no sense to buy no. So that's where I get them at the wonderful people at Thai Mart. Okay, yeah, bam, yep, that's my peeps right there. Yeah, his hand is gone. I think it's a couple fingers hanging on. If you send me, if you email me and say hand, I will send you the picture right now. So email me at El-Aton Booking, and I'll send it out to you right now on my phone. El-Aton Booking. Have I ever been into bow ties? You know, they all right. I don't really like bow ties. You know what I'm saying? I like the swoop, you know. I got all the green bow ties too. Bow ties, you know, you gotta clip them, and you know, sometimes the clip gets loose, they don't stay straight. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he blew his hand off. I sent it to my children. I sent it to my. That's why I told you, you know, especially if you got sons, show that to your son. Tell him, giving you game, but you know, if you got nephews, you got sons, have me send it to you. Show it to your son. It can make all the difference. Every time you get around people with fireworks, you're gonna be like, I'm good. I'm good. It could save your son's hand. That's for sure. So we're doing a marathon. You know what I mean? I sent it to my son right away. Yeah, my sons, I sent it to him. It's just like for them to see. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I showed him the one. I'm the one put this firecracker on here. I showed him the real one. It's gross. But you know, this guy was a bully. He always wanted to beat people up. You know what I mean? He had just got in not a punk face. You know, he was on this bully stuff. Bully, just got out of jail. Bully, Mr. Tough. See what I'm saying? And then he just had him in his hands talk about he gonna throw him in somebody's house. This is what he was saying. I don't put the volume on here because you just never know what they'll let you show over here. But right now he's talking about, I'm gonna throw these in your house. Yeah, off the back. I'm gonna throw these at somebody. That's what he was saying. And blew his hand off with the same ones he was threatening to throw in somebody's house to throw at somebody. Why would you throw an M80 at somebody? You know what I'm saying? All that fighting and all that. You know what I mean? And now ain't no more knocking nobody out, none of that. And then people, you know what I'm saying? If it was me, I'd knock them out. What? If it was me and he was threatening me when he had both hands, I'll whoop him now. I'll knock him out. Why is his hand wrapped up? Why is it still sore? I'd knock him clean out right now. The email. Here's the email, my people. El-Aton Booking. ELATON Booking at Gmail. Let me log into it right now so I can get it right to you. I hope I remember my password. Create a pass. I don't want no pass key. Just log me in. What are we doing? They want to know too much. Hey, boy, listen, y'all don't need to know all that. Okay, here we go. Boom. Lee, yours is on the way. I don't know why I'm acting like I don't know what I'm doing. How do I attach? Okay, reply. There we go. Yeah, y'all hit me up. I'll send it right to you because I had to search. I was like Roy Ayers. Searching. I was searching. Okay. I don't think I even sent it to me. Let me send it to me. I don't think I sent it to me. I sent it Clemens. Hold on. Oh, darn. Yeah, just hit me up, y'all. I'll send it to you so you ain't got to search like I had to search. I had to search. I had to search, baby. Yeah, I think everybody should get it, and show it to the children. That's what I think. I think everybody should get it. If you don't want to look at it, just keep it. But show it to the children. Okay, yours is on the way. Okay, boom. TZ, yours is on the way. Hey, it's going to blow your mind, though. It's going to blow your mind. TZ, yours is on the way. Who else? Dominique, yours is on the way. You know, we take care of our people over here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I take care of my people, I take care of it. I try to make sure y'all straight. I ain't gonna make y'all search like I had to search. You know what I'm saying? Okay. TZ, Dominique, Lee, Boom. It's on the way. Yes, indeed. It's real in the field. What y'all think? What's going on, Loopy? That's what's up, Sister Love. Yeah, I mean, I like Sister Loves. What's up, Loopy? Man, I be meaning to call you, bro. Ah, man, I've been working crazy, man. I gotta call you. You say you notice that people who have a YouTube channel or social media, older people stay sharp. Mind, or their mind stay sharp, kind of, sort of. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if y'all want to see this crazy picture with this brother who's going around terrorizing and talking crazy, just hit me at El-Aton Booking and I'll get it right out to you. Okay. Okay, yeah, Lee, you got it. Okay, D'Angelo, I got you. It's on the way right now, bro. It's on the way. I think parents, I think you should get it, and I think you should save it. And every time the 4th of July come around, you should have it in your phone. You should send it. If you go to a function with some older relatives or whatever, and show it to everybody because he's a grown man and he blew his hand off. You understand? So you got to know that fireworks, if they're bootleg, if they're not made good, you're supposed to light it, supposed to go shh. But if it's bootleg, you might light it, it might go boom right in your hand. You know what I'm saying? So it's a thing where, I remember when I was a little boy, I put a firecracker in a snake hole and it didn't go off. And when I grabbed it, it went off. It blew my fingers open like that. Pow! But it didn't, it broke my finger off. Good luck. Good, it was just a little firecracker. You understand what's going on, Rusty, man? But sometimes seeing is believing, when you're dealing with especially young people. You want to save them. You know what I mean? That's the only reason I'm over here talking about this because I feel like I could save people. That's it. Because, I don't do gossip. But I said, man, let me show this to everybody. This might be able to save somebody else that's trying to go out here tonight and play around. You know, this could save people, from going out here uh, messing around. Anything we could do to save lives or to make it better for people is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where he at, but I know this. He gonna be in the hospital for a minute. It blew his whole hand off. And that's like kind of recently happened. So he probably won't be out the hospital till late tonight or maybe tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? That's why I stopped selling 'em. I used to sell them in old block, but the shorties was beating my dough down. And every time I heard boom, I kept thinking, man, if one of these children get hurt and I got all this illegal substances in here, I got illegal weapons in here, and I got all these fireworks in here, and I'm on probation, you know, boy, I'm gonna be going bye-bye. So I got paranoid because them shorties was just up and down the stairs. I wasn't thinking, and they was wild. They wasn't trying to be secretive. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, cool stuff. The shorties was wild. They was all excited, and all the other builders in O Block knew I was the firecracker man, the fireworks man. And I had cherry bombs and all that. I'm a hustler, so I used to go out to Indiana. They don't sell them in Illinois; they're illegal. So I used to go out there all the time and get them. But I used to go get them when I live in the housing area, so I could go out and sell them, and nobody know where I live at. But being stupid, I started selling them in O Block out of the apartment we was in. And they was just running up and down the stairs. It wasn't no time, a couple of hours, and I had a jar full of quarters and dimes and nickels. Them kids was stealing money and doing whatever they could do to get them. It was like fiends. I mean, I was a money getter, so I was always taking chance, but the shorties was too, and I was trapped up in this apartment, and they was run up the stairs, give me five more, give me five, yeah. And every time I heard boom, because I had like cherry bombs. I wouldn't sell them the M80s, but I sold them the cherry bombs to the older boys. The little boys, I only sold them firecrackers and sparkles and stuff like that. I went by your age. You was the little boy, you get the firecrackers. You kind of bigger, you get the cherry bombs. If you a big teenager, whatever, you get the M80s. But even if the big children, if they throw it and it land by you and blow his leg off, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm going to the jail. So I got paranoid and shut the operation down. You know what I mean? Shut my operation down. That's why they call it a hustler. Because you get money wherever it's laying down at. I can go out to, if you got money, you can make money. So I go out to Indiana. If I buy like $400 worth of fireworks, I'm gonna make thousands. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make thousands off of 400. Thousands. Quick. Gone. 2 days. Really 1 day. You don't gotta sell them until today. Today I can make $4,000 today. Gone. 4,000. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. You know what I mean? I was getting paranoid because the shorties was running up the stairs hollering, making a lot of noise. I want six. I want five. I got it. It's a close apartment, so everybody in the parking lot, everybody can see. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, no, I'm going to jail. Okay, shut the operation down. They kept beating on the door. Boom, shut the operation down, took the fireworks, hid them. Took them, I got them out the house and hid them. Ain't no fireworks in here. I had to have the guns too, just in case the police come. Anyway, and say, we heard you were selling fireworks. I get caught with a gun, that's 15 years at that particular time. You know what I'm saying? For a Batman, yeah. Well, hey, I wasn't supposed to have no guns, but I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, if it was between that or the casket, you know what it is. You know, I don't like to play either. I'm a little bit better, but I was real mean then. So I really wasn't on the play. I was, I was on demon time, for real. PTSD is a horrible thing. It never really go away, but you calm down a little bit. You learn how to avoid conflict. You have to learn how to avoid conflict, and you have to give yourself the fear of going to jail, the fear of seeing a prosecutor, the fear of seeing a judge, and that helps you not like zone out. You keep thinking about your freedom. You know what I'm saying? Because if you forget about your freedom, you're gonna get locked up, just like that. You know what I'm saying? So the picture's crazy. Yeah, he blow his hand off. He blow his hand off. I'll show you. I'll send you the pictures. All you gotta do is hit the email and say hand. Blew his hand off. No more boxing. Off. Off. Blown off. Maybe I think this finger was hanging. All of this was blown off. You could see. You could see down in here. Yeah, this is blew this off, and like this was like hanging. And you could see. You could see the wrist blown off. You could see, man, because he's a clown. He out there clowning. He wasn't no gangster. He was a clown. You know what I'm saying? You don't use your you don't use your strength, and you don't use your viciousness for no joke or nothing like that. You don't display your viciousness. You don't display that. You don't display your viciousness. You know what I mean? It's got to be a surprise. If everybody know you vicious, then they're gonna be work more sneaky to get you. So he was out there showing his viciousness. So he this might save his life because he was gonna go to the graveyard anyway with that bully stuff. You know what I'm saying? He was doing the bully stuff. Yeah, he tried to bully the wrong person. You know what I mean? It was gonna be over with anyway. I don't know what's wrong with the brother. I don't talk to bullies. You know what I'm saying? I never talk to bullies. I'm around bullies and they get to talking and threatening. I don't say nothing. Yeah, I don't talk to bullies. Bullies get scared when you don't talk. Because with a bully, you talking crazy to me, you threatening me. You've only got a little bit of time to rewind that and to retract. You on the clock, period. Because you a threat. He got an unk face and all that. Yeah. But he was just a clown anyway. He was a clown. Everybody know you put a firework on the ground and light it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know that. Real gangsters know. Real G's know. Real hustlers know. Grown men know. You put the M80 on the ground and you light it and you run. You don't light it in your hand. You don't light it in your hand. You light it on the ground. Duh. I knew that at 8 years old. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I knew that as a child. I knew that as a baby. When I was playing fireworks, you put it on the ground and you light it. And if it don't go off, you leave it there. You light a different one. You don't go touch it. Once it's lit, it don't go off. Because it might be smoldering in there. You don't go by it. You go over there, leave that over there. If you just want to go, you go get some water or your soda, and you put your soda on it and soak it. But it ain't going to be no more good anyway if the stem already burnt down, you know. If I ever had a friend who tried to turn into a bully, no, we ain't had no bullies. First off, all my friends I grew up with. So no, I ain't never had no experiences like that. Yeah, I ain't never had. I can't imagine that. But I was crazy because I was crazy anyway. So all my friends, from the sixth, seventh grade, mostly everybody is thicker than me. I was skinny, so I was skinny. So a lot of my friends was like stronger than me. I was tall though. Some of them was short, but I could box. I could box, but I made up for being skinny by not playing at all. You're gonna like seriously get hurt. Everybody knew that. And then, okay, if you skinny like me and you with a lot of dudes that's medium sized and bigger, and we sitting on the park bench, and some dude come up there that kind of don't know us, and he pick me, you already know he a punk. Yes, I could whoop him because why you ain't pick the bigger dudes? So right then he giving himself away. You giving yourself away. You a punk. But it's like, why you think I'm with them? Stupid. You know what I'm saying? It's happened a couple of times. Some older dude, a dude 2 years old or whatever, come up to the park. I'm sitting on a bench with my friends, and they start messing with me. And my friends be like, "Watch this, watch this, watch this." They already know what's going to happen to you. They start saying, "Watch this, watch this, watch this, just watch this." You finna get dead real ugly. Cause I was like a by any means necessary dude. So whatever kind of trick I gotta pull, I do it. Whatever. Fake cry. I was ruthless. I would fake whatever to win. I was ruthless. I'm winning. I had one trick where I would, act scared and go down, and then grab your pants legs and yank you on the back of your head. Yeah, split your. You know what I mean? I had another trick where if you was a big boy and I'm standing on the block and you come and you trying to intimidate me, I would run. That one was cold. I love that one. So I would run all the way to the end of the block. And then I would go around the alley and pick up a brick or a bottle and keep running. And then come back up the back behind you. You know? I used to love that. I ain't have to do stuff like that too much because once you do one dude, your reputation becomes notorious, you know. Hey, leave Stu ass alone. Nah. It was a situation when Mellow Bucks was having an album release party, and you know her location got dropped and stuff. Dudes came. They had switches, like three dudes in the car with switches. They aired out a bunch of people. They hit 12 women. They hit 12 women and six dudes. Four passed away so far. They hit 12 women. I was on Twitter live when it happened on Chirac Homicide. I posted it right when I was on Chirac Homicide, right when it happened. Yeah. What even went through your head to even come up with those type of tactics? I don't know. That's a good question. I got to think about that. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I was ruthless. That's what. I was ruthless. It's just something natural. I was ruthless. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't deal with I didn't deal with how. All I dealt with is when. How could I win? You know? Well, a couple times, you know, then your reputation precedes you. You know what I mean? And then that's it. You just Stu Gambit, leave them alone. You're only gonna get tested in like mm, the sixth grade and maybe the seventh grade. That's it. Once your reputation is in stone, it's a wrap. And then I could fight, you know what I'm saying? Because we used to box. So I was real good. I was real good with my hands, but I didn't really do no fight. I didn't do fight. I would go in the house get the butcher knife. Hey, I was in a hospital. Boom, I got stabbed up in L.A. And I woke up the next day. My mother was there already. Oh, got surgeries and everything. I got stabbed up a bunch of times. Then the hospital cut me up. I'm like, damn, dude stabbed me up and y'all cut me up. You know what I mean? And my mommy was there. And I just got up and I was glad to see her. She say, that's what you get for always coming in my house, getting my butcher knife, going out there threatening them big boys. I said, Mama, not right now. You know what I'm saying? Not with the jokes right now. You know, I finally got it. You see my sense of humor? Okay. She thought that was funny. I'm stabbed up. I wake up, I see my mom. She said, that's what you get for always running. I was getting my butcher knife when them big boys was bothering you. I said, Mom, that's not funny. That is not funny. She never forgave me because one of her butcher knives, I broke the tip off of it, you know? If you was a big boy playing, you know, I would take it there. You know, stop playing me. You know you're too big. You know you're too big. So that was my thing too. I was skinny. So I always tell dudes, hey man, you got too many muscles to be playing with me, you're gonna get hurt. As I used to tell, bro, you know you too strong to be playing with me. You're gonna get your ass hurt. That's crazy, ain't it? That's what I used to tell strong dudes. Stop playing, man. You too strong to be playing with me. You're gonna get hurt. I didn't fight much at all. I didn't have a lot of fights. I didn't have fights. I fought fair. We fought as little boys. See, we fought as little boys. But you fight your own side, so that. But I was, like I said, I tell you all the time. I'm in 7th, 8th grade. I'm not doing no fighting. I'm not doing no fighting. Absolutely. I would have cut him. I didn't go get it to play. I didn't do no fighting. Fighting was for little boys. I fought my friends my age. Once I got a little older and we going to the liquor store drinking and we smoking and you playing with me, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a little boy. You understand? I wasn't no little boy. I was like me and my friends, we was like grown men in the 6th grade, 7th, 8th grade. So it wasn't like just the fact they bullies. It was more or less, I wasn't on no kid shit. You know what I mean? I wasn't on no kid shit. I was like, I'm a grown man. Like I'm 6th grade. I'm drinking vodka and orange juice already. I'm smoking cigarettes already. I'm gambling already. I'm not no kid. Last time I was a kid was the 5th grade. By the time I got 6th grade, to me, I was moving like a grown man. So I can't relate to playing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I keep telling y'all, little boys fight. I ain't had no fight. All my fights was 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th, 7th, 8th, high school. I ain't had no fights. We too old to be fighting. You're going to get hurt. I'm not finna fight you, okay? Period. I'm not finna fight. So it wasn't about not fighting fair. It was like, I'm not finna fight you. Okay? You're gonna get hurt. Period. Because this ain't no little boy shit. I'm wearing tailor-made clothes. I'm shooting dice. I'm kind of like a gangster already. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The older boys was like gangsters. So when you're a little boy, what you gonna be? You're gonna be a little ass gangster. You know what I'm saying? Sounds like a gangster. I'm in dice games. Sticking them. I'm ready to get down. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I wasn't doing no fighting for little boys. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing no fighting. I was already selling weed and shit. I was a gangster. I was on gangster shit, and I'm just saying gangster because, that's what I thought I was emulating. I didn't know I was a hustler. But I had like that gangster mentality because Harold Vassell, Fat Sam, and all the OGs was gangster. You got to understand that when I was in 6th grade, I was shooting dice with 8th graders and high schoolers. I was shooting dice against my OGs, the OGs that used to be really like OGs when I'm in the 4th grade, 5th grade. I'm in the 6th grade now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So I'm in the 6th grade now. You know what I'm saying? I was crazy, you grow up fast out there. I'm in the 6th grade now with the OGs that we used to look up with. Now I'm shooting, get dice with them. I'm hitting them. They 2, 3 years older than me. And they like the OGs was like, man, look at Stu, man. One time Earl Vassal, he like 2, 3 years older than me. He say, look at Stu, man. He like, I'm the reason you could even come off to Aberdeen Street. That's what he said. And I was like, I'm off Aberdeen Street now, though. I'm off Aberdeen Street now. What they hitting for? I'm betting. Yeah, I ain't on Aberdeen Street no more. Yeah, I'm off Aberdeen Street now. I'm in 6th grade. That's why I told him. He said, I'm the reason you could come off Aberdeen Street. So I'm like, I'm off Aberdeen. I'm off Aberdeen. Yeah, I'm off Aberdeen. Grab my money. I hit my number. Yeah, I'm off Aberdeen. Now I'm off Aberdeen. $10. I hit my $10. Put it. Yeah, I'm off Aberdeen now, though. Yeah, I'm in the 6th grade. they like 9th graders. I didn't fight. I didn't do no fights. I was peaceful. Like I said, we was players. I'm going to tell you, mate, we players. Fighting what? Fighting? Fighting is for busters. You know what I'm saying? We players, hustlers. You know what I'm saying? Fighting was for losers. When I was growing up, fighting was 3rd graders, 2nd graders, 3rd graders, 4th graders, 5th graders. You in the 6th grade, you was a grown-ass man. What was you doing fighting? I ain't had no fight. I ain't had no fights since probably the 5th grade. I think I fought Craig King. That was my last fight. I ain't had no fights. 7th grade, 8th grade, high school. I ain't had no, we didn't fight. This young generation, I don't know. They slow. They'll never grow up. By the time I got in the 6th grade, I'm super fly. Shit. I'm trying to be Ron O'Neal. I ain't trying to be no little boy. I ain't talking about cool in fight. Come on, man. I'm trying to holler at these 6th graders, girls. I'm trying to be fly. I'm trying to get me some Richard's Wild Irish Rose wine or some Boone's Farm or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm a player. We stepping already. I want to do something freaky. We go to my boy basement to practice. Yeah, my last fight is in 5th grade. I wasn't no killer none. I was a hustler. I was a player. Wasn't nobody trying to fight. Nobody was trying to fight. So I didn't have to. Nobody was trying to fight. The only boys that would try to bully me was the busters. The busters would do that. Like the weirdo dude that's a little older. But the players, the lynchmen gangsters, the Blackstones, they wasn't on that. Only busters was on that. He was a big old dude, 2 years older than me, trying to bully me. I already know you finna lose, buster ass nigga. Well, nobody on that. Not back then. Well, nobody fighting. Fighting was for little boys when I grew up. I ain't had no problem with the seniors. The seniors, I hung out with the seniors. You know what I'm saying? They respected you for how you carried yourself. I'm coming to school in tailor-made clothes. I'm a freshman. So the seniors, they see me walk down the hall, they're like, hey. And I look around, yeah, you, come here, little nigga. Look at this little nigga, man. Who made your maids? Man, I got these from Edie's, man. Where you get them shoes from? I got these from Florissant, man. It's the seniors. I'm a freshman. Seniors and juniors. Call me over, want to know why I'm dressed like them. You know what I'm saying? So like, where you get that at? Where you get those? I got 80s, you know what I'm saying? Where you get them shoes at? Man, I got these at Florissant. Don't worry about where I got them shoes, where these shoes come from. I pull my dice out. What them dice in for? They're like, little nigga, go to class. I pull out some dice, on the seniors. I don't worry about what my clothes come from, what these dice here for. Come let me take y'all money. You know what I'm saying? They like, go your little ass to class. Yeah, I thought so. You know what I'm saying? They don't call me Stu Gambling for nothing. Stu Gambling. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to hit them for some money. What the hell? That's it. All I'm doing on. Because, back then you'd be 5 different people when I was growing up. And one day, you be Superfly, then you be Dr. J, then you might be Muhammad Ali. Real talk. It just depends when you bump into me. You know what I mean? You be like 5 dudes, 3 dudes in one day. For real. So depending on when you bump into me, it depends on which dude I am. I might not be the shooting dice dude. I might be Dr. J right. You know what I'm saying? I might be Dr. J right now. You can tell who I was by how I dress. If you see me with the cutoff shirt with the number 6 on it, you know I ain't Stu Gamble. You know I'm Dr. J. Crazy kids. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else wanted. Okay, let me see who else wanted it. Okay, Sonia, I got you. Why y'all didn't let me know? I could have sent that to you. Okay, Sonia, I'm gonna send this to you. But we didn't have bullies like dude. We didn't have people like Full Extra. First off, he wouldn't have been respected for picking on anybody that wasn't his own size. So if he was picking on somebody that he knew he was bigger than that, he wouldn't have got no respect. You couldn't get no respect for that type of behavior, man. Come on. He would have got hurt. But that's Cali. Cali different, though. Okay, I sent that sister and Sonia. It's on the way. Show it to the children. That was cool. You know what I mean? You asked me something. So yeah, I wasn't trying to, we wasn't into goofy stuff. My OGs, they wasn't into picking up. When did Stu Gambling retire? I stopped gambling around. When did I stop gambling? I think I stopped gambling around maybe my sophomore year, maybe my junior year. Like once I got my license, I wasn't at the park no more. So once I got my license, I wasn't in the neighborhood no more. I did my gambling in the neighborhood. I walk over to the park. But once I got my license, I was all over the whole city. So I wasn't around. I wasn't at no parks too much. We was at people's houses smoking and so I ain't stayed gambling for long. It was long, like 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade. That's a long time. Because I started gambling like 5th grade. But I didn't have no car. So we always leave the house and going to the park. And that's where they was gambling at the park on the next block from the house. But once I went to Luther School and I got a car, now I'm driving around everywhere. And I'm selling weed. I was selling weed. I ain't got time to gamble. I got girlfriends and I'm selling weed, and I'm not stable enough to sit nowhere and gamble. I was gambling because I was stationary. You know what I'm saying? By the time I got a car, I was hustling. Well, I started hustling hard and really in the seventh grade, but I was hustling and I was still gambling. But by the time I got like around the ninth grade and stuff, I'm hustling too much. I ain't got time to be sitting still for that little bit of money. I'm getting big money now. I'm getting real money in the ninth grade. I'm getting real money. I ain't got no time to be out there shooting no dice for no 30, 40, $50. I'm getting money because I'm going to school with white dudes. My parents sent me to a Lutheran school and they had all the stuff. So now when I come back to Maple Park in the black community, I'm just walking through, popping it off, getting in the car, boom, going to Perry Park, popping it off. I'm getting money. I don't got time to sit there. 1972, yeah. So by 1972, I'm hustling too much. I mean, I started selling like the summer after sixth grade. So I started selling before I got into seventh grade. By the time I got to seventh grade, I was selling. So I couldn't be stationary no more. I was chasing dollars, shit. And now, I was getting a little bit of money. And then I went to high school with the white dudes. They see me in all these tailor-made clothes and stuff. So the white dudes, rich white dudes that got all the stuff, they're like, "Hey, man, come here, man." Like, what up? And they're like, "Man, you're cool, man. Come get in the car. Come on, man, go with me." So they, when you carry yourself, I was like a rapper to them. So the white dude, I get in his car, he drive me out to the white suburbs somewhere to a house. There's all white boys in there. No, hell no, they didn't know. One time they almost found out because my daddy was talking about he needed some money or something for something he get paid. And I heard the conversation. My dumb ass went and came and gave him $400. And he's like, "Where you get this money from?" I said, "I've been saving my lunch money." He believed me though. I started playing the bass when I grew my dreadlocks. I started playing bass guitar because I played trumpet when I was little. I started playing bass guitar when I started growing my dreadlocks. And I started playing with Nyakoma Reggae Band. And I was playing with Nyakoma Reggae Band. I was the horn man. So, they be playing boom, 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 boom. And I, bum, 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 bum. That was my thing. So one day, the bass player was playing John with Nyakoma, and he was hitting a note. And when we took a break for the song, I said, "That's the wrong note." Because I could just hear it. So his brethren, they was all Jamaican. They like, "No, man, that's right. No, man, that's right." So we kept practicing. So as soon as we got through practicing, I grabbed the bass and played the right note. And then they say, "Him right, that's it there." So I could play the bass by ear. So I never read music with the bass. I played by ear. So that's when I realized, dang, I'm a natural with the bass. So by the time I got to California, I had my bass guitar. I turned on the reggae radio station, and I would play along with the record. So when the record come on, boom, 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 I would find it, right? Boom, 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 boom. Now, Bob Marley, we didn't know shit about Bob Marley. Bob Marley wasn't in the black community. Black people didn't know shit about Bob Marley. Black people didn't know about Bob Marley till he died. Only white people knew about Bob Marley and Jamaicans. When I was in high school, we listening to Isaac Hayes, you're my joy, you're everything to me. We listen to that. We listening to For the Love of Money, people. That's what we listened to in high school. In high school, we listening to the OJs. All the big records came out then. I ain't know shit about Bob Marley. Bob Marley wasn't nothing in the black. Like I grew up in the black neighborhood. We ain't listening to that. We listening to I'm Your Mama, I'm Your Daddy, I'm that nigga in the act. We listen to Curtis Mayfield, Superfly. Fred is dead. That's what I said. That's what I'm listening to when I'm a shorty. Ain't listening to no Bob Marley. I ain't know nothing about no reggae or nothing. I didn't find out the reggae till I got dreadlocks. That's way later. I ain't know about that. I was out of high school if I knew that. I wasn't no Rasta or nothing in high school. I had Jerry curls. I had a perm. I had a Jerry curl at like 19 before Jerry curls was even popular. I ain't know nothing about no Rastas because there wasn't no Jamaicans. They didn't. I keep telling y'all the Jamaicans didn't come till they seen we was doing well. And them Jamaicans then, they'd be like little boys. I seen the barcades. I got the barcades in there. I seen the barcades. I seen the barcades blow George Clinton off the stage. That's the only group ever blew George Clinton off the stage. Yeah, I know. Diddy gonna get more charges. That's why they holding him, because there's more charges coming down the pipeline. I just wasn't gonna say nothing. I just was gonna wait. But there's more charges coming down the pipeline. That's why I ain't let him out. Good to see you, Lenny. Because you guys, I was a DJ. I've been DJing since I was a baby. So I started DJing as a baby, as a little boy. So I started DJing for my family first. My daddy and mama, they had a whole bunch of 45s. I lost them. They got burnt up in the fire out there, Harvey. But my mom and daddy had a whole bunch of records from way back before I was born. You know, my mom and daddy had, take out the papers and the trash. Or you don't get no spending cash. If you don't scrub that kitchen floor, you ain't gonna rock and roll no more. Yakety yak. Don't talk back. So I was a little boy listening to music. My mom and daddy play a lot of music. And so by the time I got like 8 years old, my daddy had a speaker up in the living room. The record player's downstairs. He ran a wire through the floor down there and hooked it to the stereo. So anytime he had company, he kept one wire hooked to the speaker. So all he had to do was just hook the other one and music would play. So anytime my relatives would come or something, they would say, Michael, go play some music. And I would go down in the basement and play the records. And imagine that, the whole family, cousins and everybody up there having a good time. And I don't want to be up there. I'm downstairs DJing. That's why I've been a DJ from a kid, from a baby. Think about it. Everybody else would want to be at the party, not me. I'm DJing. I'm like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm DJing for the family. And at that age, I knew everybody's type of music. And I would take turns play everybody's music. So I'd be like, I'll put a song for daddy, put my song on for my daddy, So I'll get the record put on. I've been down one time And I've been down 2 times. Now I'm drowning in the sea of love. My dad would be like, yeah, I hear him up there. There's my granny. I put on, chain, 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 chain of fool. Or her favorite song, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. So I'll play. Then I put on my mama's song, stop in the name of love. Then I go back around, my daddy's song, my mama's song, my granny's song, my daddy's song, like that. They be up there, that boy down there playing them records. That's what they would say. I'm like 8, 9 years old. And then my daddy got me my first little plastic stereo. You remember the little bitty plastic speakers and a little turntable? I was so excited. I was banging the music in my room, and the speakers was rattling. I got a screwdriver because my daddy was a carpenter and had a whole lot of tools, and I unscrewed the speakers. I got some toilet paper, put toilet paper on the edge, and screwed them back, and so they stopped rattling. And I learned how to slice the wires and hook more speakers up. And I went and took all the speakers out of anything in the house got speakers. I had 4 speakers in there. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah. That's something. I was a professional DJ. I was making money DJing when I was in high school. When I was in high school, I was doing growing parties, G-Rock. Because I remember my daddy, when I was like a freshman, he said, boy, spending all that money for them records. By the time I was a junior, my dad like, that boy's smart. Because I was doing grown people's parties. I was getting paid $200. I ain't in nothing but the 10th grade. 11th grade, I'm getting paid $200, $250 to do parties. I did a party for the Veterans Administration. My mother had to try to do a luau, and they needed a DJ. My mom said, my son could DJ. They say, you sure, Bessie? That boy could DJ. And the Veterans Administration hired me to DJ. I was a kid. I was probably a sophomore. Yep. No, I'm a serious DJ. That ain't nothing. If you've been playing records since you was 4, 5, 6 years old, that ain't nothing that's not an art you ever lose. But I had professional stereo equipment by the time I was in the 10th grade. By the time I was in 10th grade, big ass speakers, you know what I'm saying? I had professional stereo because I was selling weed. That's why I had money. No, because they give you copyright strike. You can't play nobody's music over here. Any music play over here, the artist got to get paid. And if they didn't give me permission, I'm going to get copyright strikes. They're going to stop the live. Y'all remember when I did the live and I was playing my own music? They stopped the live because they don't know my music is my music. They know my music is Rule the World Records music. So I can't even play my own music unless I talk to YouTube and let them know I'm the record label, like that. Pete, would you been better than DJ Khaled? I mean, we come from 2 different eras, so you wouldn't be able to compare me to him. But yeah, he was a baby. He's a baby. How's he gonna come into the game and be better than me? By the time he learned how to do stuff, I've already been doing it. People that doing it over here got clearance to do it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They got clearance. from YouTube. Yeah, and the live went off. Remember that? I was playing Lil Durk and the live went off. Yeah, they got clearance. I used to play my music on YouTube, and then it would say a notice, and it would say somebody getting paid for you playing this. So I complained, and I hit the link, and it took me to the company, and I emailed them and said, it keeps saying I'm playing my music. It keeps saying somebody get paid for playing this. They said, yeah, Pharaoh, you. I said, oh, my bad. The company was collecting my money, but they, they was collecting my money. And I wanted to know who they collecting the money for. They say, you, fool. If you play my song, you got to pay me. So if I play my songs over here, I got to get with YouTube first and let them know that's what I'm doing. Because they don't know I'm Rule the World Records. Now, if I go to my Rule the World Records YouTube, I could play it. If I go over here, but I can only play my stuff unless, now if I go over here, I could play my stuff. I could play my stuff over here. My music is over here. But I can only play my stuff. I can play all my stuff over here. You know what I'm saying? So if I go over here, I can play my stuff. Over here, I just rearranged this stuff and took certain stuff down and resized the video. So I could, this is all my stuff over here, but I can't play my stuff over here, over there, because they don't know. They don't know that Pharaoh said that is Rule the World Records. I would have to let them know. You know what I'm saying? Because people's collecting that money. Distro kid get that money over there, and distro kid gonna want to know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a musician too, so I played in bands too. So playing in bands stepped up my DJing, because one day we was playing, bands, we got big PA system. And one day we was playing, and I realized I could go to Radio Shack and get some jacks, and I could hook my turntable up to the PA system. I don't got to use my home speakers. So I started taking the band equipment to do the parties, because them was some big, tall speakers. Home speakers, when I got a big crowd, it would muffle. So we used to have to get 2 tables and sit the home speakers up on the table so it could blast, because if it's on the ground, the people's legs and everything is going to muffle the sound. But then I realized I could use band equipment and got reverb and everything. I got the mic, yeah, and all that. So I started doing that. I was throwing parties at the Germanian Club and stuff when I started throwing big parties. I was 17, 18. I was throwing parties in high school at clubs. I read clubs, get a flyers design, and throw my own parties. I've been hustling. Use the band equipment. Be banging in there. and get some big old buckets, right? Some big old barrels, and get some hot ice, and then you put the hot ice in there, and then you dump the water in there, and then it make fog. So we make our own fog machine. All you need is some buckets with water, and when you put the hot ice in there, the fog started coming. The party be popping. I was trying to keep up with P.O. Johnson and Ernie Green and them. They was grown. They was 30, 40, and I'm like 17, 18. I'm trying to throw parties like them. The little parties for us because we couldn't go to their parties. I went, but they ain't want you in there. They was 24 and older. I go up there, I'm 20, they ain't want to let me in. Yeah, the book gonna be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Then I just, I went to Vanderbilt College of Music where I played classical music. You got to learn every instrument in 4 years. You got to learn every instrument in the orchestra in 4 years. You got to learn how to read all that. You got to read the sheet music. So you read every instrument. And you're like, you know what I'm saying? You got, or, 2 count. You know what I'm saying? That might be, I went to Vanderbilt College of Music. You know what I mean? So I'm saying all that to say I didn't have time to be shooting dice no more. I was doing big hustling, throwing parties, and selling. I'm making $800. I'm making $1,600. What the heck I want with? It's out there with some dice money. That ain't no money. I ain't got all day to be out there on my knees trying to win no $200. I did that when I was a little boy. I was gambling. I was a little hustler, and that was little boy stuff. Supposed to have been big boy stuff, but I kind of grew up fast. But I didn't really have fights and stuff like that because I'm chill, I'm cool. People like me. I ain't no shit starter. Y'all notice I don't be liking shit starters. That's why I don't like shit starters. I'm not used to that. I'm the type of person you be around me. I never say nothing bogus to you. I would never say nothing foul to you ever. That's a fact. So when brothers come over here talking foul and stuff, I ain't used to that. We didn't do that. We didn't do weirdo stuff. We didn't say weird stuff to each other. We didn't do that. That's why we didn't fight. But these brothers, they be old as hell and they be doing third grade shit. Saying all kind of weird stuff. What kind of grown man do that? You a grown ass man. And you in the chat antagonizing people and acting like you a fourth grader. That's why you be seeing me, that's why you be seeing me wild out. People like, why you wild out? I'm just not used to no grown men acting. You're a grown man and we acted better than you in the 8th grade. How was I more mature than you in the 6th grade? And you's a grown ass man, and in the 6th grade, we had more class than you. We wouldn't have did none of that. Man, when I was in the 6th grade and if we had this, we wouldn't have been on here trolling. That's 3rd grade shit. I'm telling you, man, when you look at trolling, the trolling age for me, our generation, would have been the 3rd and 4th grade. Facts. We would have been trolling. By the 5th grade, we'd have been on some mature shit. Ain't no motherfucking fifth grader would have been over here trolling. That's an absolute fact. Because you got to understand, when you was a little boy growing up that way, you was taught to do everything like your daddy. When your daddy sit down and pull up his pants leg and cross his leg, you do it. When your daddy sit up there like that looking intelligent, you do it. You do. And these kids ain't got no fathers, and they fathers some busters. They fathers is weirdos. They don't got the kind of fathers we had. You know, when I was growing up, you know, daddy didn't like no goofy. In order to hang out with daddy, it was a privilege. So if as long as you was on some little boy stuff, you got to stay with mommy. You was not allowed to be goofy and then hang out with the men. Period. Point blank, period. If you want to hang out with the men, Daddy and Mr. Smith and your uncles, right off the bat, you got to be mature. Any goofy, they're going to say, get out, go in there with your mama. That's what they're going to say. Now you're going to be like, oh, man, I messed up. So that's the difference between young brothers today. They ain't got no daddies, and the daddies they got is weak. If you're a black dude and you come over here trolling when I ain't did nothing to you, you either ain't got no daddy or your daddy's a bitch. Your daddy's a little bitch. And I'll smack you and your daddy, because your daddy's a whole ass nigga. He ain't taught you nothing. Your daddy's a bitch. Because ain't no way you got no daddy. He should be ashamed of you. Daddy ain't taught you a goddamn thing. See, when we was coming up, you couldn't be around no men. It was a rite of passage, you know? Perfect example. Today's the 4th of July, right? So let's say my daddy and Mr. Smith and them, we at the Smith's house or we at our house. And the women say, Randolph, you and Elmer go and get some more sodas. My dad be like, come on, Smitty. And then me and Mr. Smith's son, me and Keith, we say, can we go? They gonna say, no. Stay here with your mama. Just like that. Just like that. No, stay here with your mama. You in the 4th grade. You in the 3rd grade. You're in the 3rd grade. Next year, you're in the 4th grade. They have it again. You say, can we go? They be like, come on. You know what that means? You understand what I'm saying? Last year, they said, no, stay with your mama. When my daddy and Mr. Smith tell me and Keith, come on, do y'all know what that means? That means it's a rite of passage. You cannot be no goofy. Some kind of way, we already know that. If you blow this, you ain't going next year either, probably. Don't blow this. So we be walking, looking at each other, smiling. We with our daddies. Okay? You could be goofy with mommy, because mommy love her babies, but you could not be no kind of goofy with the men, period. No giggling, no noise, nothing. Nothing. And when my daddy and Mr. Smith get in the front and we get in the back, you better not say shit. You better not say nothing. You can't say nothing till you get in the store. You can ask for something. You can ask them to buy you something. That's cool. But you better not say shit. You better not say nothing. We just be sitting back there smiling. We with our daddies. And now then they talking. You shut the fuck up. You know, I'm telling you, they talking and you don't say nothing. Nothing. What you do is you watch them. And when they get out and go to the store, you walk behind them and you try to walk like them. You try to walk like they walk. You try to look like they look, like a little version of them. And you emulate them. And if you do that and you do it good, you can go next time. But if you want to be a little bitch, you got to stay with your mama. Period. And I'm talking about little boys, so they didn't talk about stuff like that, sister. I ain't talking about dudes old enough to have sex. I'm talking about little boys, 4th grade, 3rd and 4th grade. I ain't talking about, see, this is what I'm saying. This sounds like an older conversation for this lame group. No, 3rd or 4th grade, little boys. Little boys. When you go with your daddy, you got to act like little men. Period. Point blank, period. Don't say nothing. Goofy's got to stay with the girls, got to stay with the ladies. They don't mind if you be goofy, but you got to stay with the ladies if you want to be a goofy kid. Now, if you want to begin to act like a man, then you can go with granddaddy and daddy, or you can go with uncle and daddy, or you can go with daddy and his best friend. Period. Point blank, period. No ifs, ands, and buts. It ain't like it is now. These men, you know what I'm saying? These young men, your daddy dressed like a girl. Your daddy, y'all daddy just like girls. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was all families. It was husband and wife and children in the house. It wasn't no single women. There wasn't no single women. Nobody on our block was single. There was not one single woman on our block, or the next block, or May Street, or Justine, or nowhere in Maple Park was there a single woman. Seriously. When I grew up, there was no single women in the whole community. Everybody had a mother and a father. Everybody. Nobody was single. Didn't exist. You see what I'm saying? Seriously. You know what I mean? Nobody. You know what I mean? And so they didn't force you to grow up. You either grow up or you stay with mommy. But in those days, they had expectations. So you had to meet every year expectation. And if they didn't see expectations, you know, your daddy would say, "You getting too old for that." Yeah, you get, you know what I'm saying? Tell you straight in the door. No, you getting too old for that. And you in the 3rd grade, and he like, you can't be doing no 2nd grade shit. You know what I'm saying? You can do 3rd grade shit. You can do 4th grade shit. You cannot do 2nd grade shit. Like they had like they knew how you supposed to be acting. So if you're in the 3rd grade, they didn't expect you to act like you was in the 6th grade. But when you was in the 3rd grade, right? They was dotted that you cannot act like you in the 2nd grade. I'm talking the 60s. Because back then, they raised you, okay, from 2 to 10. By 10, you raised. Facts. By 10 years old, you were raised. And then they just tweak you as you get older. Yeah. Yeah, by 10 years old, you raised. You got it down. Then all they do is help you mature every year. But ain't no raising you when you motherfucker 12, 14 years old. They gotta holler at you and tell you shit. Hell no. Not like this weirdo shit. Now you get with a woman, her son, this motherfucker 13 years old, 12 years old, he's stupid as hell. She treat him like a baby all them years. This boy, 12 years old, she treat him like he 8. He behind. Slow as hell. "12 years old, doing 8-year-old shit." For real. When I was growing up, all the bullshit stops at 4. 4 years old, it's over with. Yeah. When I was growing up, 4 years old, it's a wrap. It's all over. It's a wrap. 4 years old, it's over. Okay? Serious. I'm telling y'all. 4 years old, it's a wrap. Sound crazy, though. 4 years old. When you hit 4 years old, that was it. It's up. That's a fact. When I was growing up, y'all need to bring that back. Your mama give you that speech when you get 4 years old. Okay, now you got to go to school next year. See what I'm saying? Okay, now you got to go to school. So from 4 to 5, they prepare you for school. Not like you new mothers send your dumbass kid up into school, right? And now the teacher got to do everything. The old school mamas prepare you the year before you get to school. So by the time you get to kindergarten, you ready. So 4 years old is when it used to start. My sister was a year behind me, so she started with me at 4 years old. And then I go to kindergarten. Then she started my sister. I never forget it. You're 4 years old. It's up. It's all the way up. Four years old. It's up. Shit, you couldn't be crying at 4. You couldn't be crying unless you had something to cry about. You couldn't be doing no motherfucker crying at 4. They tell you, shut up all that crying before I give you something to cry about. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You could cry if something was wrong with you. But 4 years old, and you crying like a 2 or 3-year-old? Hell no. I wasn't doing, man, me and my sister wasn't doing no crying. We was not crying at 4 years old. We was crying at 2, 3. But I wasn't doing no crying at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I wasn't crying. No crying. Crying's for a baby. So as soon as you get 4 years old, it's up. Saturday morning, mama get that chair in the kitchen, say, come in here, sit down. You sit in that kitchen. What's your first name? Michael. Spell it. Michael. What's your middle name? Dwayne. Capital D-E, capital W-A-Y. And what's your last name? Stewart. Capital S-T. You have to say capital S-T-E-W-A-R-T. What's your phone number? 312-785-8490. What's your address? 11643 South Aberdeen, Chicago, Illinois, 60643. Where your mama work at? Selective Service. You say your mama's phone number at work. Where your daddy work at? Chicago Transit Authority. 4 years old, you got to know all that. Because mama say, you get lost out here, don't even know where your ass live. The police find you out there, you going to have to know where me and Randolph, our phone number, know your home phone number, and know where you live at. So by the time you get 4.5, you know all your information. You ready for kindergarten. You're a good boy now. You can't go up to that school. Don't go up to that school playing. You played at 1 year old. You played at 2 years old. You played at 3 years old. And you played all the way up to 4. Okay, it's a wrap. Now your playing is limited. You still gonna get to play, but you got to go to school. So they trained you to go to school. So now the teacher didn't have no hard time. Not like now, y'all send them dumbass kids to the school. The teacher got to waste time with your stupid kid. It reminded me, my grandson came over here and he had his little computer to do his homework. And he didn't know the password. So I asked him, I said, what's your mama's phone number? That boy didn't know his mother's phone number. So I said, what's your address? He didn't know the address. And he was like in second grade. He was like in third or fourth grade. That boy didn't know his mama's phone number. He didn't know his mama's address. I said, what? So if my grandson would get lost, the police say, where you live at? He would be like, what? You were supposed to know that at 4 years old. Let's take a break. That's why the kids are so stupid. Y'all don't raise them worth shit. You know, when I grew up, our parents wasn't our friends. Yeah, our parents was never our friends. When I was growing up, yeah, my mother was never my friend. Neither was my father. There was always mommy and daddy. And every now and then they do some friendly stuff. They do friendly stuff, but they not your friend. It's always mommy. And it's always daddy. Always. And when you get 50 years old, he's still daddy and she's still mommy. Ain't none of that. You never on the same level. You know how this new generation think they get grown and then they talking to their mama and daddy like they the same? Hell no. That's why y'all kids ain't shit. When did the friendly parents start? That started like around the ones that start having babies. I'm born in 58. The ones that start having babies in 68. 68 through the 70s down. In the 80s, the Chuck E. Cheese mamas and them that's all in Chuck E. Cheese fighting and stuff. Them parents is like 10, 15 years younger than my parents. And my parents born in the 30s, so them motherfuckers born in the late 40s. Them ones. late 40s, 50s, all the way till now. Ain't worth shit. Ain't worth nothing. That's why you kids don't know nothing. Not only they can't raise the kids, they ain't got no good relationships. What you mean by friendly? Like friendly, I don't know what friendly means. These are my children, so we have a good time. But we not friends though. These are my children. Listen, let's talk about friendly. People want to talk about friendly in terms they want to split the difference, right? So they want to say friendly when you hanging out with them. But you got to understand, how can I be your friend? I'm going to work to keep a roof over your head. Do friends keep a roof over your head? Do friends earn money to buy you clothes? So the relationship is never friendly. You're a provider. So how could the relationship be friendly? How can I be friendly with my son when my son's home from school playing and I'm at work? I'm at work. So how can we be friends? I'm at work. I'm paying bills. He not paying bills. My friend is somebody else that's at work that's paying bills. How's a child that I'm feeding my friend? You're my son. You're not my fucking friend. If I got a friend and somebody slapped my friend got to learn how to fight. If somebody slapped my son, they're going to get unalived. So it's crazy how, on one hand, you want to pretend they're a friend, but your children is more sacred than a friend. A friend is a step down. A friend is a step down. A friend is less than your child. A friend is not sacred. Your children is sacred to you. A friend is not sacred. So for parents to act like being a friend is better, no, being a friend is worse. I don't have any friends that's as valuable to me as my children. My children are way more valuable than a friend. And a friend can do what they want to do, but I'm responsible to make sure that my children can make it in life. So if I got to be hard on them for them to be able to survive, that's what parents do. Your responsibility is to make sure that your children can make it out here. Your responsibility to kiki and kaka with them and they can't make it. They can't get a job. They can't survive. They can't stay alive. They getting robbed. They crashing their car. They going to jail because you a friend. Do women give birth to a friend or to their baby? Do women give birth to a friend? When a woman have a baby, is that her friend? Because you start talking friends when they like 10. Think about it, G-Rock. When you ask me if my kids friends, think about the age you got to be thinking of. So you got to be thinking when they 9, 10, 14. That my relationship started to them when I was getting them bottles. When their diaper was being changed, that's when the relationship started. That relationship can't turn into no other shit. How that relationship turn to a friendship? When I'm a grown ass man and you 3 months old. So if a parent say, well, I'm friends with my kids at 14, I ask them, was you their friend when they was 3 months old? No. I'm not their friend. I'm their father. Father is greater than friend. Friend is a step down. A mother that's a friend is a step down. Bitch ain't shit. Mama's greater than friend. I don't know how friend is greater than mama. I don't know how friend is greater than daddy. That don't even make no sense to me. Daddy is greater than a friend. My daddy was never my friend. He was my daddy. And your daddy gonna treat you nice, and your daddy is gonna treat you better than a friend. Your daddy gonna love you more than a friend. A friend gonna love you, but they don't care about you. Your daddy gonna love you, but your daddy gonna come down on you because your daddy love you so much, he want to make sure you can make it when he pass away. So your daddy is not gonna motherfucking smile and grin with you and let you be a stupid ass, goofy ass loser. Your daddy wants you to be responsible so you can make it when he pass away. That's a good daddy. Kikiing and cacaing with a dumb motherfucker is not a good mother or a good father. You raising fucking losers. And you're not teaching your children how to be a mama and a daddy. So now your kid grow up and your kid have a baby and your kid smoking weed with their child. Your kid drinking with their child. Because that's their friend. And when you your son's friends, you know, friends fight. So your son might beat your motherfucking ass. Because you ain't daddy, you a friend. He might talk to you fucked up. Yeah. It's kiki kaka. The motherfucker get old and you tell him something, he be like, shut up. You always trying to tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? Because you raised that motherfucker as a friend. Look at me. Have any of my kids ever talked to me like that in their life? What y'all think? What y'all think? Yeah, they be doing all that. Cause that's your goddamn friend. How your goddamn baby gonna be your friend? How something that you brought into the world and you dealt with when they was 2 days old, how they gonna grow into a friend? It start out your baby and then it turned to a friend? I mean, like you can put me on any of these TV shows, I'll embarrass them. They would have no answers for this. You have a newborn baby. I go to the hospital. My wife push out a baby. Is that my friend? Well, the day my wife pushed the baby out and they handed it to me, is that my friend? No. So how is my friend later? Because as the baby getting older, I'm getting older. That gap don't never close. If I'm 20 and I have a baby, when that baby get 30, 20, when that baby get 10, I'm going to be 30. When that baby get 20, I'm going to be 40. So we never going to be close like that. I'm always going to be daddy. Because when you get 10 years older, I'm 10 years older. It's not like I have you and I'm 20 and you born and then you get 10 and you get close to me. You don't get close to me. It go like this. We go like this, 10, 20, 30, like that. You don't never get close to me. I'm always superior. We're never tight. We're never close. I'm daddy. You the son. And then our grandson gonna come and he gonna stay where he's supposed to be. It's gonna be grandson, my son, and me. And my son gonna always be my son and respect me, and my grandson gonna always be my son's son and gonna respect his daddy. Just like the military. As you move up, by the time you move up to sergeant, the guy that's sergeant is not sergeant no more. He probably corporal, might even be general. So you never get on his level. My friend got to go be able to have a drink with me. My 10-year-old can't go have a drink. How the fuck is he my friend? If I'm 30 and I would go out to have a drink, and my son is 15, or my son is 10 and I'm 30, my son could go have a drink with me because my friend could go have a drink. So when you ask me be friendly, that's like a trick word because you daddy. So you're not mean. So notice, G-Rock, how they want to pretend like because you daddy, you're mean. That's not true. This is how they play with it. So that's why you said friendly. You know, that's like a trick because it's like, what you mean friendly? I'm their daddy. Daddy don't mean mean. So I'm confused. So like friendly, like I don't understand that. My daddy wasn't friendly with. I wouldn't call it friendly. I hung out with my daddy. I went and drove on the bus with him, but I don't consider him ever being friendly. He was daddy. We had good times, but I would call it friendly. It's a different type of relationship. So it's a play on words, G-Ra. When they say friendly, the opposite of friendly is unfriendly. What would you say to that? Huh? Bro, I don't be listening to shit motherfuckers made up. When they make that shit up. Motherfuckers make up shit. When is that? When they start saying that? Because people been having babies forever. So just because some internet motherfuckers make some shit up, so you're going to adapt like some new rules to the ancient practice of raising children? Because that sounds like some new shit. That sounds like some motherfucker made up. That sounds like somebody made up after people had been having children for decades. So my question is, if it ain't been like that for decades, make it make some sense. Show me where that apply in the 40s, in the 50s. Just making up bullshit. All right then. How many people had already raised their children without that bullshit? So people didn't raise their children before that bullshit? People raised better children before that. So you got this new saying, and your kids and your relationships ain't shit. So what that tell you about the new saying? The kids is dumb. They don't listen to their parents. So that belief obviously is failing. Plus, it's really stupid to try to make up a word friend and apply that to a parent. Is really, really stupid psychologically, to be honest with you. It's really stupid. it's really a stupid concept because your friends ain't your bloodline and your children don't match your friends. So if my children is my friends, what is my friends? If my children is my friends, what are my friends? So my children's just like my friends? See, if I ask these questions to psychiatrists, everybody start getting confused. I got friends. Are they saying that my children and my friends are the same? Just let that sink in. You got friends, don't you, G-Rod? Grown friends. Are your children and your friends equal? Are your children just like your friends? So how is friends better than daddy? So who you love the most? Your friends or your children? G-Rod, who you love the most? Your friends or your children? Who you love the most? Okay, then. So if your children become your friends, you would have to love them less, wouldn't you? You would have to love them less. See what I'm saying? So they trying to make parent sound like it ain't nothing and try to make friends sound like it's better than parent when friend ain't better than parent. Parent is greater than friend. Children, my children is greater than my friends. Why would I want to demote my children to be my friends? That's a demotion, actually. So when you hear a mother say their daughter is their friend, their daughter ain't shit. The bitch ain't shit. It's a demotion. That's a demotion. Friend is less. I don't know why they trying to act like friend is greater than parent or child. That's nut shit. That's because they fucking friends. Me and my son not friends, so if he talk crazy, I'ma still on. If he older, I'm gonna break his jaw. If he a big boy, he can go to the hospital. That motherfucker get 18, 19, talk crazy, I'll break your jaw. But they'll never do that. Why? Because they always was my child. They always was my children. And they gonna always have that respect. They never was my friend. They was always my family. They was always my children. There was always a level of respect. It was known we not on the same level. So these parents, they're trying to be friend with their children. They putting their children at the same level they at. So what children gonna listen to you when y'all on the same level? I'm not. This is me, and this is my children, and this is my grandchildren. Me and my children will never be like this. Never. Because people will say, why can't your son be equal to you? My son not 67. My son not 67. And unless he could be 67, how the fuck he gonna be like me? Or you want to pick and choose? I'm 67. So I ain't never heard of being alike but not being the same age. That's all retarded shit. Slow people. How the fuck you gonna be like me and I'm in my 60s and you in your 40s? You in your 20s? You in your 30s? How the fuck we even? But I guess. Stupid shit. Because they want to act like a father's not a good person, not a loving person. So they want to say, well, you need to be their friend. Like mamas are not nice. Like that. It's just an insult. It's insinuating that mothers aren't nice, that fathers aren't nice. It's a false insinuation. What you mean, friend? Fathers are nice to their children. What are you talking about? So you try to say be their friend like that's more nice. Daddy's already nice. My daddy was very nice. What? What? I need my daddy to be my friend. My daddy was nice just like he was. He was nice daddy. What? What? They got an old saying, leave well enough alone. The way people been raising children, it always worked. You're trying something new and it's failing. And it's failing tremendously. You're trying something new and it's failing tremendously. You're all soft with your son and he got a skirt on there. He won't be a girl. But it makes sense. His daddy's a bitch. His daddy's a little bitch. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't get into all that. The life of a father is paying the bills and keeping a roof over their head and keeping food on the table and keeping clothes on their back. Being a nice daddy and your kids naked and homeless, make it make sense. You're a nice daddy, but y'all homeless. You're a nice daddy, but the lights is always off. You're a nice daddy, but the you're getting evicted. But you're a nice dad. You their friend. You their friend. You their friend in the school calling. You their friend and they fail in classes. They don't graduate. They don't get a career. They don't go to college, make nothing out themselves because you their motherfucking friend. Always undermine the impact. No, they undermine the impact of a bitch nigga. Ain't nobody never undermine my motherfucking impact, not in my house. That shit they say on TV don't come in the house. That's just make-believe shit. How the fuck you gonna undermine me in my house because you type some shit on social media? Ain't nobody listening to that shit. They can only undermine you if you listen to it. How the fuck they gonna undermine you? How the fuck your kids gonna know what they saying? I remember I was in the store with my daughter and she was acting up and I was telling her to cut it out. And a white lady told me I should talk to her a certain type of way and all that. My daughter still laugh about that. And I asked the white lady, I said, excuse me, are you Jesus? She said, what? I said, are you Jesus? She said, no. I said, oh, I thought you wanted to die for her sins. Bitch, mind your business. Because if you want to be Jesus, you sure gonna die for her motherfucking sins. You want to die for her sins? Bitch, mind your business. And she was like, I didn't mean shut up talking to me, pay for your shit and get the fuck out of here. My daughter laughed. I showed her how you do it. Man, bitch, this is my daughter. This is my daughter. This is not your daughter. Your daughter might not be shit. So why would I listen to you? And why is you all in my business? So I don't even listen to people, nothing about no kids or nothing. You in your house. You in your house raising your children, and it's your responsibility, and you keep your business about your family and your relationship in your house. You don't discuss how you raising your children with no other adult. And you don't let no other adult give you no advice about raising your children. You raise them the way you want to raise them. Because if I come around you and you raising your kid and you their friend and you lenient, and your son is my child's friend, my son ain't never coming back over there. My son ain't never coming back around your loser ass son. If I come over there and see you one of these pussy daddies and you kiki and caca with your son, you try to be friends with your son, you ain't no strong daddy. Next time my son asks me, can he come over to your house? I'm going to say no. And I'm going to talk to you like about you like a dog in front of us. And now you don't go over there. That nigga weak. He ain't raising little Marcus worth shit. You don't need to go over there. You don't fuck around, go over there and come play with me like that, get your cranium cracked. That man's a bad influence. You fuck around, think you can come play with me like his son played with him. No, you can't go back over there. He's a bad influence. And then black people tell I know what I'm talking about. And then you don't raise your kid like I'm telling you. Then your son, the police get him. Yeah, the police get him. The police get him. I'm almost want to call my stepson right now. Hold on. I'm going to call him. I ain't going to even call my son. I'm going to call my stepson. Watch this. I hope he answers. I'm the realest alive. Nobody else do this. I'm going to think I'm playing. Watch this. Watch this. Hold on. This shit went to something. My phone went to some crazy shit. Hold on. Why did it go there? Okay, there we go. Okay. I hope he answers. Watch this, because I know y'all think I'm playing. This is my stepson.
Hello?
What's up?
What's going on, big dog?
Hey, listen, I got you on my live right now. I'm live on YouTube, and I'm telling them about raising children. And I said, I'll call my stepson and let him tell y'all. When I was raising y'all, was I y'all friend?
Oh, no. No, not at all.
Did y'all go to jail?
Nope. Nope, not one time.
You raising children?
Yup.
You got a good job?
Yup.
I rest my case. I'll call you later, though.
All right, man.
Kiss the babies. Kiss the babies.
I got you, big dog. Love.
Love. I rest my motherfucking case. What y'all think about that? That's my stepson. That ain't even my son. I raised both of them. See how respectful he is? He's a grown man. He got 2 children. He got a good job. Never been to jail. Never got arrested. Never got in a gang. Raised in O-Block. Him and my youngest son. Raised in O-Block. Never was BDs. Never was gang members. I asked him, was we friends? You see how he started laughing? He said, not at all. Because I was in their grill. And that's why they alive. And that's why they doing well. Because my responsibility is to save them. My responsibility ain't to be their motherfucking friend. I'm raising them. And I got to do whatever necessary to keep them safe and keep them alive. I'm not their friend. Period. And the rappers I had, I used to tell them, I'm not your motherfucking friend. If we wasn't doing music, I would never hang out with y'all. Y'all ain't my age. Y'all rappers signed to my label. I am not your friend. I am the CEO of Rule the World Records. And that's my stepson right there. And he's doing real well. And I've been raising him since he was 8. He was 8 years old when I met her. And my youngest daughter is his little sister. And his other 2 sisters is twins. And then I brought in my youngest son. So I had him, he was the oldest, my youngest son, and the twins. So I had a sophomore and 3 freshmen. I had 4 teenagers because the twins were the same age as my youngest son. So I had 4 teenagers and a baby. And I'm not their friend. I'm his father. His friend will do a little something for him, but I'm his father. Where he live at, if he had problems and he called me and said, Mario, man, and this dude, I'm going out there because I'm not his friend. I'm his father, which is greater than a friend. If you're giving him a hard time, you're going to have serious fucking problems. I'm going to tell him, let me take care of it. You don't know how to do it. I don't want you to go to jail. Let me come out here. Let me come out there and make this motherfucker that's bothering you an offer he can't motherfucking refuse. And the people that's giving him a hard time, once they see me, I bet you don't say shit else to them. Because our bond is greater than a friend. It's what I got with him. We ain't no we bigger than friends. We family. We're not friends. We family. You heard the saying friends and family. My children are my family. Family trumps friends all day. So for somebody to say they your blood, they your friend, no, if they your blood, they your family. What? Look at this saying. Tell me this makes some sense. Look at this saying. Shout out to G-Rock for typing that too. Because these type of things, I don't be mad at y'all. This be helping. Look, he say, the common excuse I hear is your flesh and blood or wife should be your best friend. No, your flesh and blood and wife is your family. That's your family. How is friends better than family? I'm not even with his mother no more. If his mother have problems that's too much and nobody can handle it, and she called me, the problem will be taken care of because that's my daughter's mother. So you're going to get fucked up. Because if you hurt her or something, you're going to hurt my daughter. It's real simple. They off fucking limits. Because that's my family. My sister. My sister not my friend. That's my sister. My cousin. My cousin's like not my My cousin like my little brother. He's not my friend. Family trumps friend. It's just crazy. It's just the I don't know what make them thought that friends was better than family. That's weird as hell. I always thought family was the greatest. I thought that was always greater than friends. I thought your bloodline was your family. How your blood is your friend. My friends ain't my bloodline. Just saying any old shit. You know, see what I'm saying, G-Rock? They just making stuff up. Y'all got to keep it back the same way, because they trying to be so smart, but they really dumb. You try to be so smart and be so new, but I don't give a damn what's going on. It's still gonna be the same way to tie your shoes. It's gonna still be the same way to button up your shirt. It's gonna still be the same way to zip up your pants. And I don't know why we always trying to reinvent the wheel. I don't know. There's no need to make up no new shit. There's no need to make up no new stuff when it comes to family. Now, my friends is like family, but they're not family. But I got real close friends that I'll come see you about them too. And we say, you like family. We like family. We're not family though. Because if my boy, if I want him to come hang out, but his son's sick, he gonna be like, I can't come, man. Junior's sick. So how we the same? He gotta put Junior before me. And if we friends, I want him to put his son before me. If friends want to make sure you take care of your family. But I just don't believe. And then in a family, I don't believe in just being a nice person. I believe as a leader of the family, you got to be nice and mean. I don't, you got to be whatever it calls for. My daddy was a really nice person. But if you messed with my sister, he was a different person. If you messed with his family, he wasn't nice. If you messed with his family, it was two of them. And my daddy was two people. My mama was two people. My mama was nice, but you mess with her family, she wasn't nice. My mama was nice, but if we didn't do what she told us, she wasn't nice. She was strict because she felt like you ain't listening to your mama, and that is a problem because that's your mama. And I remember my grandmama used to come down, my mother's mother, and my mother's mother upheld the rank and file too. So my grandmama used to always let me and my sister know that we better listen to our mama, because you don't want granny. She said, you don't want me to get you. You better listen to what Bessie told you, like that. So my grandmama was like, we better listen to my mama and my daddy. My grandmama was not between me and our parents. My grandmama was here, the superior commander in chief. And she did not order you to listen to her. My grandmama ordered us to listen to our mama and our daddy and let us know that if she did feel like it was getting too much for them, she finna jump in and stomp a mud hole in your ass. So I didn't grow up, and my granny was sweet. You know why my granny was nice? Because we did what we were supposed to do. Parents supposed to be nice based on you doing what they told you to do. Parents can't be nice and you ain't doing what they told you to do. My son cannot cut school and not be nice. My son cannot go in gangs and get in trouble and not be nice. My daughter cannot go get pregnant early, have a baby, drop out of school, and not be nice. And you show me a motherfucker being nice, I bet you their daughter pregnant, I bet you their son fucking up. Because they not good parents. Them ain't no good goddamn parents. Parents gonna do whatever it takes for their children to be successful. You're not gonna listen to the children. The children don't know what they doing. I taught my stepson, I taught him how to deal with the police. Everything I be telling y'all, I told him that. I told him and my son, I would have them stand up in the kitchen and I would tell them when the police tell you to do something, do it. And I was mean and hard about it. But I'm trying to keep them alive. I can't be like, oh, good. You need to do it to police. No, I got to make sure they get this in their head. When you're raising children, it is a matter of life and death. And you must treat it as such. You are trying to save their life. And you cannot always do that in a friendly way. I don't want my children to be my friend. My stepson is grown, and he still ain't my motherfucking friend. That nigga not my friend. My son none of my children is my friend. PJ not my motherfucking friend. That's my grandson. That's not my friend. Because I don't even got no motherfucking friends. Because friends ain't shit anyway. So if you got a friend, you lucky. Because I don't even got no friends. Because friends don't be shit. Let's take a break. And because I put that bond in there like that, if I call my stepson and my son, they're going to come do you. Yeah, they're going to come do you. Yep. They're going to fuck you up. That's a fact. If I call my oldest daughter, if I call my daughters, they're going to come. They're going to do you. That's a fact. They're going to crash out. If you go, I'm telling you, we all going to be like that. We all like that. We crashing out for each other. We not playing. Yeah, you either fam or not. You're 100% right. Injuries are constant every year. Yeah. So, if you're a parent, be a parent. A parent is not mean. A parent is concerned. He ain't blew his hand off. Okay. If you want to see it, right? If you want to see it, you just hit me up and I'll send it to you. Let me put the email in there. So what else? Y'all got some questions? We freestyle tonight. I'm cool with it. If y'all got some questions, ask me some questions. I mean, fireworks. G-Rod. You know, I never. Once I started selling them, I never really messed with. I didn't have time to mess with them because I was selling them. You know, and then in Chicago they're illegal, so it's like nobody want to take a chance getting arrested for no stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? If you shoot your gun in Chicago at New Year's, it's illegal. So why would you take a chance? Everybody might shoot it, but then you shoot yours and get caught. Now you just take a jail chance. Fireworks is really illegal. So I got to the point in my life I don't take no chances. I don't break the law because I just can't afford to be taking them chances just to have no fun. I don't want to be bothered with the police. And I was a hustler and I was always dirty and I always had a bunch of Uzi pistols and Tech Nines and guns and drugs. So I couldn't afford to do stupid crimes because I was doing crimes. So I ain't finna be lighting no goddamn fireworks. I got all this shit in the house. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You got to make decisions. I was too illegal to do obvious illegal stuff. I was doing sneaking illegal stuff. So I'm not finna break no stupid laws that don't pay. Why would I break free laws don't pay? I'm breaking laws that pay. So that's one reason I didn't take no lot of chances because I was a criminal according to the law. I wasn't no bad person, but they just got laws. They have a law against you, but now they got dispensaries. Yep. You send the I got the email in there, I'll send it to you, show you what it looked like. He blew his like the guy was an idiot. He was bullying. He had that negative energy. He want to knock people out. He want to fight. Even in this video, he talk about throwing these in somebody's house. Just before got his hand blowed off. So he talk about throwing them in people's house, and then went and blew his hand off because he was pumping that satanic Luciferian energy, saying he was going to throw that in people's house and mess their life up. And then, since he was going to do wickedness with his hands, he blew his hand off. You know what I'm saying? That's why we don't do wickedness. That's why we don't do nothing that's evil to people. And we treat people fair. We don't do evil. We don't do negative stuff. We don't run around thinking about negativity. Did she say he died? Hold on. Hold on. Did you say he died? No, he didn't die. He just blew his hand off. I'll call you back. No, he didn't die. She was asking me did he die. She should have put a question mark. No, he didn't die. He asked me about. That's Posy asking me about young Noble, you know, that lost his life. You know, that lost his life. He was a victim of the penitentiary and prison system. So he's a victim of the prison system. They probably was quarter sticks. Yep. Quarter sticks of dynamite. Oh no. Yeah, quarter sticks of dynamite. You know what I'm saying? Quarter sticks of dynamite. You know, he was just negative energy. You know what I mean? He was doing the whole bully, the whole bad guy stuff, the whole tough guy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, M80s are smaller. Them quarter sticks, I had quarter sticks. You know, he was doing the whole negative energy thing. You know what I'm saying? And me, I don't like the negative energy thing. If I get around you brothers and sisters, I want to have a good time. I don't want to do negativity. I don't want to I don't want to insult you. I don't want to say wise cracks. I just want to laugh, have a good time. I don't want to say nothing negative to you like that. I'll never say nothing negative to you. Ask anybody, any of my subscribers that came to visit me. I never get out of my body. I'm always nice to people. I don't I don't I don't get off on negative. They don't do nothing for me. I don't get off. I don't get off on crime and violence against people. I get off on getting money, that type of crime. But even that, I don't do no crime gonna hurt nobody. I ain't breaking in no house. I ain't breaking in your car. I'm not stealing. I'm not robbing no stores. I'm not robbing no banks. I'm just getting money that the system says illegal. But I'm getting it fair and square. So I'm getting the same money now that they letting the dispensaries get. Guess how many times I went to jail for doing what the dispensaries is doing now? And we need to have some 420 reparations. All of us that suffered under those laws, we need to be compensated. We the ones that fought the battle for it to go legal. Where's our money? I don't do negativity, Cool J. If I see you, it's all good. Even people that troll in the chat and talk crazy, when I see them, I'm not gonna be trying to focus on. I'm like, dude, nobody ain't thinking about that. So I would never see if anybody in the chat and I went off on you. When I see you, I ain't gonna be trying to think about that, bro. I'm be trying to today we gonna try to have a good time. That ain't nothing. That's not that serious. I'm not holding down my chest. Oh man, I don't like dude, man. Dude was in the chat. Like, man, like, I can't do all that. That's why every now and then I go and I let everybody out of suspension. Everybody I block, I go unblock them. If they regular people, not a real trolls with the weirdo names, rabbi this and that, I don't unblock them. Well, 607 tomorrow, you know how that's gonna go. I mean, I don't even move on because I don't even believe it was nothing in the first place to move on from. So I don't even believe it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that shit is nothing. You come on my Instagram on my post and say, you a goofy, you a clown, your old ass. I don't believe that's nothing. I don't believe that's nothing to move on from. I don't believe that's nothing. To me, I'm not gonna even remember it. I'm not gonna remember that shit. I swear to God, I ain't gonna remember. That's nothing. At the end of the day, like fake enemies, man, we don't need to be no damn enemies for no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Cause you said some shit, man. Come on, man. That's not that serious. Like I said, man, if you talk crazy to me and shit, when I see you, I'ma still smoke up your weed and I'ma still eat up your vegan food. So you can be mad the fuck as you want, but roll the weed up and take me to the vegan restaurant. And while I eat and smoke the weed, you can tell me all about how mad you are. I'll be all ears, nigga. I'll be all ears. All the real. I swear to God. I don't do enemies. I don't do bullshit. I don't do like bullshit enemies. Like, I don't do that shit. Man, I remember the time you said, you know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? That's weird as hell. Come on, man. It ain't even that goddamn serious. If they say so. I don't do beef. I'm a vegan. It's stress. You're ruining your life. You're setting yourself up in the dark zone. That's what happened to him. He put himself in the dark zone, dealing with dark energy and harboring dark energy, and blew his own hand off. You know, dark, demonic energy. Now he's got to look inside himself and find God in himself and be the God man and turn his life around. You know what I'm saying? And get out here and teach the youth how not to be a jackass. You know what I'm saying? Because he always talking about beating up somebody and all that. And it's like, bro, you know, this blowing off your hand saved you because they was going to pop you, bruh. What are you talking about? Fight. Bro, it is 2025. You was going to get aired out and still might. He in California where they don't care nothing about that. His enemies, when they see him, they still going to air him out. They going to still air him out. People going to still whoop. They going to even beat him up even more now. He got one hand. They're going to beat his ass. All the people he was disrespecting, they're going to beat his ass because he put that negative energy out there. No, he was the big bully making all that goddamn noise in and out the penitentiary. He just got out the penitentiary. You know, talking about he fought extra. Nigga, you ain't no foe. You just extra. You ain't no foe, though. On the foe. You just extra. There was too much extra shit. You know what I'm saying? You know? He got a fucked up night, though. And the whole rest of, like, the next 5 years, 7 years, really the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? No hand. Because he blew the hand off. Now, I don't know if they could reconstruct it, but it don't look like it. It looked like it got blowed into pieces. It don't look like they can fix that. And look at him in this picture. He in so much pain and he tripping. His mind is, you know what I'm saying? He's embarrassed. And he trying to be a gangster, you know what I'm saying? Trying to be a gangster. You know what I mean? I'm on the decent side. Imagine if I was a gangster. See what I'm saying? That's why brother needs to treat. If I was a gangster and that happened to him, I would have upped the banger. I would have took them rings. I would have snatched that chain off his neck. Yeah, gangster. Ain't no off days. See what I'm saying? See, here's what people play too much. I took that chain off his neck right now. Take them rings off, punk. Put the thing right there. Take them rings off. Shut up crying. Real gangster shit. That's why these boys need to stop playing with that gangster stuff. Because if you're on the dark side and you do that to yourself, and we on the demon side, we taking advantage of that. We robbing you. That's why they need to stop playing gangster. Because the gangster would rob you. Give me that chain. Walk up right behind him now and take that chain right over his head. Yeah. And back him down. Sit down. Take them. Give me your hand. Take them rings off his fingers. Shut up. You can't do nothing. What he could do. You know what I'm saying? When are they going to learn? You know? You want to be a gangster. Bro, gangsters is evil. And they would rob you right now. Like, what the hell? Ain't no mercy for gangsters, bro. That's why that world ain't no good. That's why I tell y'all I'm not a gangster, because I was a gangster like that. And there with him, he would not have that chain on in this picture. It would be somewhere getting melted down. That's his right hand. Only one hand gone. He can hold a tool with his left hand. He still got his left hand. And he can go, they're going to give him that. If he do right, they're going to give him that electronic arm. They got the new electronic arm and stuff. They got the arm that could work. So at least in the future where you can get a hand that work, they got the hand that'll work with your mind. You could take it off and it'll still pick stuff up. Y'all seen that? They got the hand that if he take it off and lay it down, it'll still move. He can make it move without it even being connected to him. You know what I mean? See, me, I feel sorry for the brother. Yeah, I feel sorry for him. You know what I'm saying? I feel sorry for him. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't know no better. You know what I mean? And this level of humiliation, you know, that he getting ready to go through, you know, it's horrible. You know what I'm saying? They blew his own hand off. You know what I'm saying? Clowning. Off the back. You know, all that extra shit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, yeah, you 4 extra. You was 2 extra. Call yourself 2 extra. You was too much, doing too much, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're overdoing it, you know? Mean to people and shit. You know what I'm saying? When I was in the county jail, I didn't tolerate nobody being mean on our deck. That's a fact. I ran the deck and I wasn't tolerating no negative energy, no bullying, no stupid arguing. Let's do some workout. Let's play some cards. Let's play some spades. Let's have rap contests. Let's sing. Who can sing? Like stuff like that. Let's watch the TV and talk about the show on the TV. Let's do positive stuff in here. We already in jail. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not finna fight up in here on my deck. Because the oldest one run the deck. Whoever been there the longest. Not by your age, but whoever been locked up the longest on that deck is your deck. And I was there for 4 months. So after about 2 months, It was my deck. Everybody else had bounced. And I just don't like negativity. I don't like negativity. That's why I don't like social media, because brothers just say negative stuff. Like you make a post and a brother be like, that sounds stupid. Like that's what you got to say stupid. Just make your point. Like, why is this like that? I believe it's like this. That's cool. No, you can't say that. You gotta be like, you sound stupid. It's like, bro, damn. Don't get you, you know what I'm saying? So this brother, he was, they just showed where he fell, where he kicked something and fell on his ass. That was a warning right there. Y'all seen the video where they held something up to see if he could kick it, and he kicked it and fell on his ass. That just happened. Then he turned around and blew his hand off. He turned around and blew his hand off. Blew his whole hand off. You know what I'm saying? Blew his whole hand off, man. Everybody probably seen it now. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because he gangbanging in LA, and because the opposition might have lost lives and stuff, his life's still in danger because they on demon time. And the people that he beat up and all that, they don't care. They gonna want get back. They're gonna be talking about him like a dog tomorrow. He gonna be one of the main topics. Him and the brother from the Outlaws that unalived himself. And I don't know what's going on with Jay Prince Jr. They saying he was arrested for the murder of Duke the jeweler. But I'm not sure if it's real, but it's posted a lot. Let me see if that's real. Y'all heard about that? You never know what's real and what's fake on this social media. Rumors and speculation. There are rumors and discussions circulating with some individuals like Boozy addressing claims that he was involved. Other discussions involve theories about that. Okay, I'm looking too far back. Let me look this week. I don't know if this story is real. I don't know if this is real. Because if he was really arrested, it would be in the main news. Ain't nobody arrested no Jay Prince Jr. They be lying on this internet. So y'all, that's it. I might come back later and do some discussions. Y'all stay positive. Thanks for watching everything. Stay positive. If you did eat a lot of stuff, get it out. You know what I'm saying? Go drink some prune juice. Sip on some prune juice and get it out so it won't sit in there and turn cancerous. You know what I'm saying? And, stay positive. You feel me? Deuces. And make sure your children and your wife and even yourself learn this hand signal. Okay? Learn this. One more time. Learn this hand signal.